Hello?
I can't hear you.
I can hear you now.
Nice, nice, nice. I thought you wanted me to send a donation, maybe some text to speech. Hey, Grubby, you ready?
No, that
But
works.
no.
That's starting things off on a good footing. And I thought you were going to bust my balls here, but you're starting with a little bit of loop. That's good. Yeah, 5 gifted. Let's go. Let's go, Hera.
No, 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 no. I know I won your tournament, but man,
Yeah.
life's rough here. I lost my AV2 one, which of course was your fault. Everyone knows this.
Your head got too big after winning the Warcraft one. I saw your clip where you said that you think AoE2 is more complex. That you were looking kind of
I
down on
think it
Warcraft
is.
3, King of the World, winning the greatest tournament ever.
I won the biggest Warcraft tournament of 2025. Oh, sorry, of 2026. I
I,
think so far is the biggest tournament.
I didn't check, but it might be by total prize pool.
Scrubby, I want to start before I go into the questions you asked. I want to start by getting some of your headspace in, or getting into your headspace a little bit regarding your progress with AoE. Obviously, you're not going to maintain the same level you had with peak Grubby from like 2 months ago. That's normal. How do you feel right now compared to that? Are you like 80% there, 85% there? How do you feel right now compared to how your peak was about a couple months ago?
I think I'm almost there. I did a little bit of deranking for content, same as you, to make the eventual champion arc more exciting. I learned that from you.
Of course.
Yeah.
All planned,
So
surely.
I did the deranking, was hoping to snipe a couple of the other participants as well, but they took so long to get to 1400. I couldn't stay there. It would be hard to believe eventually. Keep this between you and me, by the way.
Okay. Of course, yeah.
Yeah, so I've started my ascent again. It's been completely effortless, except for one particularly pernicious game yesterday. I played against this Teuton guy, and I was about to type 105, which I heard is a mark of respect here, to congratulate someone
Yes.
on a good game. But as it turns out, this guy, he wasn't just any Teuton. He was the Teuton.
Okay.
16,000 games, 99.8% of which were on Teutons. His next most played Civ had 44 games. He had 16k games on
Oh
Teuton.
my goodness.
I was leading with a
Oh,
5k score.
16K.
16K. I was leading with a 5k score, and I was almost typing 105, wondering why he's not leaving, and I threw it. It might be a good one for analysis.
No.
Yeah, it was pretty
Oh
sad.
yeah. By the way, someone in my chat said, "Oh, I know that guy." You didn't even give the name, but he's well known, it seems.
Wow. Legend.
Okay, yeah, we'll take a look at that game. That's
Okay.
crazy. I hate throwing, by the way. Throwing sucks. You
Oh.
never want to throw, obviously.
Yeah,
So
well,
bad.
I only made
And the
one
chat makes
small
fun of you.
mistake. I think it was mostly quite perfect, but I made one really big mistake. I forgot that Hindustanis have hand cannons.
Ooh, yeah. It seems like it's a pretty big mistake. That's what you usually need to beat that matchup, actually.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we can go through that. But let me finally get around to reading your message here.
Yeah.
So for tomorrow, you're having trouble to end games if my knights can't get in and have a good lead, a good knight lead from my control.
Yeah, so...
You know the second knight there, you said that was like a
well, yeah.
evening.
Yeah, it's... yeah, the thing is, you're going to find a couple of more. I dictate these when I'm on a dog walk, post-stream, right? And
Okay.
it's not all smart dictation recognition like the ChatGPT protocol. Apple iPhone deliberately trolls you. I have like sexually propositioned mods accidentally in mod chat while writing down some notes for how to improve the streams. I don't know what Apple dictation
No,
does.
I think you're shooting your shot and it failed. That's what happened. And it was accidentally.
No. This is
Um,
poor dictation for sure. But yeah, so
Okay.
I would actually like this part to be theoretical and not over replay yet. Hopefully, your and my audience can
Okay.
tolerate that without the TikTok brain rot video playing in the proverbial screen, just us talking. But basically, my problem is if I go to Castle Age and I make a couple of
Yeah.
knights and they have a wall, I just feel stumped. And I'm like, should I add
Yeah.
rams, mangonels? Should I just start banging on the house? Do I start adding anything else? It doesn't feel good. If he has a couple of TCs behind it and I invested in knights, bloodlines, husbando, and I would just have like 4 or even 10 knights, it just stops and I just stop going in that route and then I just do whatever else I wanted to do. It feels really aimless. Is there a clear path for a knight opening if I get to castle faster that I should enact?
Yeah, so that's an excellent question. So what you run in there is actually why we want to make the switch from a beginner to an intermediate build into a pro build. So what pros do is they never go knights versus a fully walled opponent. They would
Oh.
actually go for another cavalry option, which is the light cav.
Huh.
And if they see their opponent is fully walled, they go into a very economic, one stable light cav play, where they get husbandry, light cav upgrade, and these light cavalry will actually control the map. You have more vision, so you can see inside your opponent's base. You get to control the map and pick up the relics, and they are anti-monk. So your opponent cannot move out with very minimal army to pick up relics because you'll get sniped by the light cav. If you are 2 stable knights into a fully walled opponent, it's not that you can't win the game anymore, but you're going to have to do things that are a bit out of your comfort zone potentially, like a forward workshop to put a lot of pressure, make it an all-in, or you have to hit in multiple spots at the same time and try to overwhelm your opponent.
Yeah, that never
Otherwise,
works.
you will be falling behind.
That that
Never works.
excuse me. Yeah, that never works. The workshop thing I could do. Do I make mango or ram or scorpion?
Great question. Normally with knights, you want to make scorpions or mangonels. The reason why you don't want rams is that then you have 2 melee units. So ram plus knight is 2 melee units. So assuming your opponent is competent, he will always wall you out, despite the rams and knights having good DPS versus buildings. But if you make a scorpion and mangonel, you can kill the villagers behind. Much better combo. And it gets you some range into your composition. So it's almost like that's 100% most of the time. I would say like 95% plus you want scorpions or mangonels with knights.
Yeah, that makes sense. And what is mass scorpions? For me, my Warcraft brain, mass scorpions is 3, but my chat always says 20.
Yeah. Actually, now that I've played Warcraft, I can understand you and your micro a lot more. This is very important, actually. And I could be nicer in the coaching because I was terrible in Warcraft at first. So, and maybe even at the end. But here's the thing. In Age of Empires, 3 scorpions is a minimal investment. In fact, that's like the lowest investment that you can justify from a siege workshop. Because if you make a siege workshop, it's 200 wood. And you make 1 scorpion, that's 150 resources spent on army, 200 on building. Which, that's like not really an efficient way to spend your resources.
Yeah.
So if you make like 2 to 3 scorpions, that's like the minimal investment you'd get from making a siege workshop. So I would say mass scorpions, I would be really scared if my opponent had something like 6+ scorpions, because that's enough scorpions to start completely one-shotting archers and skirmishers if I take like a bad volley, and that's enough scorpions to like 3-shot a knight. So now I'm even worried with my melee units running into these scorpions, and then pikemen and longswords infantry fall somewhere in between the tankiness between those 2 units.
But if I were to do a knight against a walled opponent, and then I followed up with scorpions, and he makes mangonel monk, I'm in a bad spot, no?
Sorry, repeat that. If you were going what?
If I go knights and scorpions, and they go mangonel monk defense boom, I'm in a bad spot, no?
Yeah, great question. Kind of, but not really. Like for example, in that situation, you wouldn't go knight scorpion. You're not going knight scorpion. You're going knights. If your opponent is going mangonels monks or monks defense, you're not going scorpion to counter monk. So you're never in that position, Grubby. You're going knights opener, and if you want to break, you're going mangonels to break. Okay. You only go scorpions if you want to hit pikes, archers, camels, etc. But you're going mangonels to break. Yeah. So you could be Knight Mangonel versus Monk Mangonel, in which case it's a skill matchup. And you would lose because you're very skillless.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. That has happened before. I did watch a guide on Mangonel Micro where you hold the right mouse button. Do you use that as well?
You hold the right... Oh, very interesting. Yeah, I do use that. But I use that for everything. Even crossbow micro.
Really? Ah. So the releasing is faster than clicking. Because you only go up.
Exactly.
Not down and up. Okay.
That's really advanced, by the way. Like, even pros don't know about that.
Ooh. Oh, sorry. Our secret. From one pro to the other in AoE 2.
Of course. Yeah, of course. It's crazy that it's actually really impressive that your mind goes straight to that, like, and you can understand that. So that's actually really helpful that you come from a pro background. Most gamers would not even consider even thinking about that. But yeah, if you can master that, it gives you a really good advantage there. But more importantly, you want to time your ping as well. So for example, if you're playing on 100 ping, you want to like shoot and then click away like a millisecond or a couple milliseconds before your Magno actually shoots.
Yeah.
To get like the craziest mechanics there on the Mangonels.
I don't even feel ping in AoE 2. That's weird.
It is weird?
It's kind of weird. I don't feel it the same way as in other games.
I think it's because you're European and you're playing against other European. Like the game does a good job of matching you with people from your server, actually.
Yeah.
So there's a chance that you're actually playing on like 30 ping games, which is, pretty good.
Is there no way to see it in AoE 2, by the way?
There is a way. You have to F11 twice, I think. So you F11 once for the timer, then you F11 again to see like ping plus some other stats, I believe.
Frames. Okay.
Could be wrong on that though.
Got it. Got it. Okay. All right. So I understand the
Um,
stretch. If someone is walled, knights are not my go-to because they get abused by monks, whereas light scouts do not. It's also very expensive, so I'm semi all in. And if I then don't go all the way, I'm behind, just like I imagined. So I shouldn't
mhm.
go knights when I reach castle almost ever because everyone at my level is walled unless they like have a blunder.
Welcome to Pro Age of Empires. Nobody plays knights in a standard game of Age of Empires in pro
Oh,
level. You don't go knights only. It's not a thing, and it's because of
okay.
that. Most people. There's two things actually. Let me go a little further here. The meta in Age of Empires is slow, fast feudal. So like you fast feudal, do a little bit of damage, and then you shoot the castle age very fast.
Yeah.
Having a short feudal age is really bad for knight play because you don't have
Ah,
enough time to build up enough economy to
yes.
spam knights and get upgrades. So the time where knights are good is when you have a really long feudal. The game is extremely messy. Nobody's walled. Boom, you get the castage, 3 stable knights. It's an all-in, and you destroy your opponent because
Got
knights are
it.
extremely powerful. 30 seconds of knights versus no knights, and the guy's dead. But if the
Got
guy is
it.
fully walled, 30 seconds of knights is you slapping your knight's dick on his palisade wall, and he's just gonna wait for his monk to come and convert you. That's what
Yeah.
happens.
You're gonna get
That's literally,
splinters
and
if
you
you do
spend a
that.
lot. Yeah,
From
exactly.
experience.
Exactly. Of course.
Okay, that makes
You
sense.
were a knight, right?
Yes. That makes a lot of sense because I've been feeling like, how the hell do I upgrade barding? Barding is 150 food, Hera.
Yeah, that's the easy one. That's the easy one.
Yeah, and then bloodlines, and like I need 3 upgrades just to make my knights competitive, and then and then I need a third upgrade. The second armor
Yeah.
upgrade, I want 1 attack so that I 4-shot villagers. It's like, man, it's a lot. That's why I was so poor making knights. Because in AoE 4,
Yeah.
I've knights is everything. You just go knights, and there's almost never walls everywhere, and so then you just get value, you just win. But
Yes.
here you can't do it.
Yeah,
Okay.
the big difference there is that you're making knights in feudal age in AoE4 because I played some as well, and your opponents are never walled. There's a very clear distinction. Here you have to wait till castle age, and your opponents are always fully walled.
Oh yeah.
So that's why, and I'm actually happy you're making this discovery now. That's why I want to lean on the light cab in those slow and composed games. Luckily for you though, Grubby, making light cab or making knight is about the same commitment. You already have the stable, you already have the upgrades like bloodlines, etc., husbandry. You just do it with 1 stable. Even if you have 2, it's still acceptable. But you just have a little less on gold and a little more on wood, so you can add in the town centers faster. So it's a
Okay.
more economic approach. But it's still cavalry. You're still playing your same game, except now you have a much better setup to actually scale into the game. You're not forced to end the game,
Yeah.
basically.
That makes a lot of sense, actually. I'm glad to get that confirmed because it didn't make sense to me, but I
Yeah,
was doing it
makes
anyway
sense.
because of ancestral knowledge from another game.
Yeah, of course. It works in another game, so it has to work here.
Yeah, I mean, look, Yamato did Knights Rush against you. I did Knights in AoE4. Should work here too. Okay. Next one. There's like a whole bunch of stuff I've never used, and I would like to ask your help, just like you did ask me in Warcraft 3 to open up the knowledge gate a bit without having had personal experience. Necro wagons, banshees. All right, let's talk about rams, guard towers, keeps, bomber towers, how to use rams. I've never used them.
Okay. The ram seems to be a big issue here, by the way.
What do you mean?
Okay. Because you mentioned like the RAM earlier, like do I make Rams or Mangonels? Now it's the Rams coming back in. So the Ram seems to be
Oh yeah,
a
yeah.
very difficult build.
Everything pivots around
Yeah.
this because my opponent, that Teuton guy, the 16k legend, he used rams, right? I know I should shoot rams
Yeah.
with mangonels or maybe with melee, and I can pop out my villagers out of a castle. By the way, I tried to surround the Teuton castle right when it came up with my mass camels. I'm like, he probably doesn't have murder
Ooh.
holes yet.
Oh, that's terrible. Yeah.
Yeah, but he
Yeah,
did.
he gets murders for free, obviously. Yeah,
Yeah.
he gets it right away.
Yeah,
Okay, so let's talk about Rams.
rams.
So in that case, you would have needed Rams to kill the castle, of course. But Rams are useful for a couple things. So the main purpose of the Ram is to put pressure on your opponent by killing his buildings, okay?
Yeah.
But Ram is also a very good meat shield against arrows because it has a high pierce armor. So those are the 2 uses for a Ram in general. And as far as practicality, you don't want to have like 10 rams unless you're going for a crazy all-in. So normally, like you're gonna see in games, when you want to go for a ram, it's 1 or 2 rams in early game, like an early castle, to break buildings. Either open up a wall, either kill a production building, because if you go 1 ram killing 1 stable, it's a pretty good trade. Ram costs you 160 wood, 75 gold. A stable costs 175 wood and build time. So 1 ram for 1 stable, you're already kind of breaking even, right? So
outside of the workshop.
Rams early game. Yeah, outside of the workshop, exactly. So Rams in early game, it's like 1 or 2, break the base, break a few buildings, get some good value, punish your opponent for lack of army. That's usually what you're doing. Rams in late game or late castle age, so like any kind of big push, you're usually looking at multiple Rams. So something like 4+ Rams. And the way you do it is you want to send in the Rams first, but then also support with your army right away, because Rams are extremely vulnerable to melee attacks.
Yeah.
So they're extremely tanky for ranged attacks, which is why you send them in first, but you keep your army close behind. So if your opponent engages the Rams, you're there with your army and you don't let the Rams die. And in that case, it's a big push. That's a dive. So I don't know what the Warcraft 3 equivalent would be, but it's a very heavy committal into your opponent's base. It's not a small raid once you have multiple Rams. And then the last thing I want to talk about before, open the floor for questions, is that you can put units in Rams, and specifically infantry will make the Rams move faster. So if you're playing against a Teuton player and he makes Teutonic Knights, which are usually slow, if you put them in Rams, the Rams will move faster, and it creates a kind of a taxi for the Teutonic Knights to enter upon your villagers or your army, and then eject from the Ram and fight you. Okay, so that's everything you need to know about Rams. Any questions?
Yeah, what are some good micro techniques to use with Rams? Like, can you choose which side the units go out of?
No. You just take them out when you want. You choose the timing, you don't choose the location.
1 button?
1 button, it's unload, that's it.
And how do you go in? With a garrison hotkey? Or F?
You garrison hotkey, yeah. And they have a really good quality of life that they introduced recently, like a year ago, where you can garrison into any Ram, and the units will garrison in the closest Ram if you have multiple.
Is it the
Really
same
good.
button as going in town centers?
Yes.
For villagers?
Yeah, same button.
Okay. And can you go from 1 Ram directly into another?
No, you have to get out and go back into another.
Okay. How do projectiles work? I've seen some wonky stuff with siege towers blocking a castle fire and other units standing behind it, like Mango.
Great question. So castle projectiles, building projectiles work actually differently than unit projectiles, which is crazy. So a unit projectile, like a cav archer or a crossbow, will aim at its target location. Now, if your crossbow has 100% accuracy, it will always hit the target, and you can get 100% accuracy by getting Thumb Ring. If you hit the target, you do 100% damage, you will never hit another target. And no matter if there's something in the way, okay? It always goes to the target. If there's a unit in the way for a building, the unit in the way will take the damage. But first, I want to go back, and I want to talk about the crossbow example a little bit more. In the crossbow example, if you don't have Thumb Ring, you don't have 100% accuracy, sometimes there's a miss percentage. So if you shoot your target, but you miss, and you hit another target, you deal 50% damage.
Wait. If this is before
And that
Thumb
can
Ring
happen.
on a crossbow?
Before Thumb Ring on a crossbow, yes.
Okay.
That's the only way a miss can actually hit someone.
And it only does 50%.
Only does 50% when you hit a target that you didn't intend because of a missed projectile.
Rounded up or down?
Rounded up or down, there's decimal points in AoE too. So it actually keeps track of the decimal, but you don't see it.
Oh. Okay.
A whole new world, eh?
Yeah, that's good to know.
Why is this relevant? Treb war, okay? A Treb shooting an unpacked Treb, okay? So, a Treb shooting a packed Treb. A packed Treb is a Treb that can't shoot. So a Treb before you right-click a building, okay?
Yeah.
If you hit the Trebuchet with a Trebuchet, so if you hit the packed Treb with another Treb, you will one-shot it. However, if you hit another Trebuchet that's also packed, that is not your intended target, you don't one-shot it because you deal half damage and so that Treb lives.
Okay.
That is a really classic example of doing half damage, and it really matters.
Right.
Because of a miss.
Makes sense.
Okay. Now, going back into the projectiles of buildings, and I'll finish off with this. Building projectile works like a projectile in real life would. If you put something in front of that building, it would actually soak up the damage, and it would not let the unit behind you take the damage. For example, If you have a ram and you have a villager behind it repairing it, and you're approaching a castle, and the villager's right behind it chasing it with repairs, even if the other guy hits the villager with the castle, the ram will soak the fire. So a lot of times in pro games, people send villagers when they're going for a ram dive to repair the rams under the castle if the guy has something like murder holes, and he can't actually hit the villager, even if he wants to. It's crazy.
How many units can you fit behind a ram?
6 units per ram.
Oh,
behind a ram, not many. Like two to four max. It's not a big. If you're too far behind the ram, you will get hit.
Okay. Do they have to stand single file, or is it like a box of 4, like 2x2, or is it?
It's more like a box.
Oh.
It's more like a box. That one actually works exactly like how it would work in real life. So like if you and a bunch of buddies hiding behind a ram, you wouldn't stand 4 single file. You'd stand 2 and 2.
Yeah. Okay. Does it matter if you approach diagonally or horizontal vertical?
Not really. A lot of times you want to approach structures head on because the ram only blocks if you're directly behind it. So if you're trying to attack diagonally, it could kind of mess up your angles and you could squeeze in some hits from behind you.
Yes. Okay. Another question. I saw Leary's Mangidai in a Hera YouTube short shooting six trebuchets, and he was doing this jerk movement. He was jerking it left and right.
Yes.
How does he do that, and how does it work against ballistics?
So it's actually not just Leary that jerks it. All pro players are jerking it in tournaments. It's very important. So when it comes to dodging ballistics, so when your opponent does not have ballistics, okay? When your opponent doesn't have ballistics, you want to run in a straight line with 1 unit to dodge all of his arrows because he cannot hit moving targets.
Okay.
Then your opponent suddenly gets a pair of eyes. He picks up the tech ballistics.
Yeah.
Now, how it works is your opponent will hit a moving target. So if you walk in a straight line, he's hitting you with all the shots. 100% of shots will hit you, minus the miss percentage, okay?
Yeah.
So then moving in a straight line does not work. So what you have to do is you have to trick the game. You want to move after the projectile is already left, because that projectile is going to where you would be. So if you change your direction, you confuse the game and the projectile will miss. If you do that on repeat, the jerking movement, left and right, you're dodging a ton of projectiles.
Okay, so after the archer, if you will, release this payload, that's where you start jerking it.
Yes. Okay. Wait till the enemy releases and then start jerking your unit. Oh, this is great.
I lost. And so did many people in chat.
Grubby, I think you were probably jerking it too early in your games.
Anything I do before doesn't count. Right?
Yes, exactly. So if you move your unit beforehand,
Yeah.
if you move your unit beforehand and the guy releases after to use the same terminology, he will just shoot to where you're supposed to be. Okay?
Yeah.
So you have to wait until the shot is released. Very important.
Yeah, and it's specifically when the projectile has left the hands of the archer.
Yes, exactly. Okay. And Leary's doing that against multiple, like in a huge fight. So instead of timing each and every one of them, he just spams clicks left and right. And then the opponent has to actively take his army and shoot other stuff, not the units he's doing that little dance with. Okay?
Right. Yeah, because he's trying to do it. He's trying to do it with a couple of units in front. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, to kind of distract. So your opponent cannot just patrol in. That's the main idea. And maybe I can pull off that clip just to show the chat later, but most people should know what I'm talking about here. The one thing I want to say as well about dodging ballistics is that it's very useful in mid-game as well. But you can do it calculated. Like, for example, 2 groups of crossbowmen, 20 versus 20. Your opponent has ballistics. If he shoots you, all you have to do is walk, he shoots, you turn the other way, and then shoot him. So you're actively dodging ballistics with all your army in those little trades in the mid-game. Yeah. And that happens all the time in pro games as well. And it's a lot easier to do than the dancing movement in a big fight.
Yeah. Yeah. And forwards and backwards works or not? Only left or right?
Forwards and backwards does not work because how the projectiles work is that if you move in a straight line, sometimes they hit you anyways because like the hitbox will register. But like left, right, the hitbox is terrible. Like you can move an inch to the left and I swear the arrow misses you. But if you move like 2 meters back, the projectile still hits you. It's a hitbox thing.
It's almost as if it has infinite range when it focuses on the unit. And it has one name on it because of ballistics. Like it has to go to that unit
Yes.
that he targeted. And if you're anywhere in that infinite range where it shoots forward, you will get hit.
Exactly. Let me give you an example. So a bombard cannon with Portuguese, this is very specific. Portuguese bombard cannons have ballistics when they get the unique tech, okay? So it's the only gunpowder that has ballistics. So it's a Portuguese cannon shooting a Gurjara Shirvamsha Rider, which is the fastest land unit in the game. If the Shirvamsha Rider comes into range, within the range of the bombard cannon, and you shoot with your projectile, but you're running at full speed, the projectile will travel something like 17 or 18 tiles and then eventually hit because it has ballistics and the guy's moving very fast.
Yeah.
So he will move 5 tiles, but because of ballistics, the projectile's chasing him. But what this Shirvamsha Rider can do is he can go into direction of the projectile or go into range. The bomber cannon shoots, because he's running a certain way, it's going to shoot 5 tiles to the left because it's trying to predict where he's going to be. Then he just turns the other way. And now the projectile went 5 tiles to the left, and it looks like Shaquille O'Neal from the free throw line. Huge miss.
It misses. Okay. And you can also immediately turn when the projectile left the Portuguese bombard cannon's hands?
Yes, and it looks really stupid.
Okay. So
from the Portuguese perspective.
It doesn't make them worse, though. Or does? No, it doesn't make...
It doesn't make them... No, it doesn't make them worse. It just gives you counterplay. Because normally, you can easily dodge cannons. He shoots... Like, the cannon will not be able to hit a moving target unless you attack ground, usually.
Yeah.
So usually, he can't hit you anyways.
Yeah.
Now, you have to counterplay it. But you can.
Got it. Okay. Mangonels are often mentioned as a siege breaker, or let's say as an aggression tool to kill people's buildings and stuff. But what would you say to the idea that I am, and probably many noobs have, which is that mangonels are terrible at killing buildings? Why is this recommended?
Are you using the attack ground function to kill multiple buildings at the same time?
Sometimes.
Okay. So mangonels aren't good at killing buildings. That's not their specialty. We kill buildings with mangonels as a secondary function of the unit. So the main unit, the mangonel is supposed to be, and think about late game. You're not going to go siege onagers to siege an entire base. You're going to go siege onagers to kill mass units. A mangonel is meant to kill mass units and provide some high damage from range. So it's a slow-moving, high-damage, splash damage unit. We're killing buildings as a secondary function. However, there are some tricks to kill buildings faster. For example, the attack ground to shoot between two buildings, kill both at the same time. Yeah. Same damage output. You take advantage of the fact that you do AoE damage, which is area of effect damage.
Yep.
Number 2, you shoot from a hill, dealing 25% more damage. Combine both tricks, and now you're shooting between two buildings on a hill. You're dealing 25% more damage onto two buildings at the same time. Suddenly, the mangonel is better than a ram at killing buildings.
Really?
From those positions.
Really? Per cost or per unit?
Per unit. Mangonel cost is much higher, so it's per unit. But like,
still impressive.
You can get yeah, it's very impressive. Like 4 mangonels can potentially be better than 4 rams, because 4 rams you run in and you kill a building fast, but then you're moving to the next one slowly. Mangonel, boom, you can kill 2 buildings, move to the next 2. It's crazy because you're killing 2 at the same time.
Okay, that's good. That's good info. Thank you. For mangonels, why do my spearmen and knights get hurt when I shoot at the building? Because when I shoot at the building, presumably, or at least I would think so, all the projectiles from the mangonel go to the center, which is really deep inside a 4x4 building, like a barracks or a stable. But I still get hit on the outside.
Yes, this is a farm trick as well. So this works with town centers and farms. For some reason, with farms and town centers, your mangonel shot goes to the center. Think of the scenario. Your opponent has 40 crossbowmen. He's hiding from your 5 mangonels. He's hiding 8 range away, but he's standing on a farm. You can click the opponent farm with the mangonels. It will shoot towards the middle of the farm, which is 1 extra tile in, and you can actually shoot 8 range with a mangonel because of that. Kill all his crossbows.
Nice.
There's clips of tournaments of that happening.
Okay.
Yeah.
So farms, what else?
Same thing can happen in town centers. Farms, town centers, that's it.
You hit, you click, you just click, not attack ground. You click, right click.
Not attack ground. You right click the farm, right click the town center, and it shoots towards the middle.
But if I shoot on the barracks, if there's any spears hugging the back of the barracks, do they get hurt too?
No. Only, okay, if you shoot at barracks and you're not using attack ground, only the units hitting that side of the barracks will die. So for example, that's usually your units, Grubby. So like for
Right.
example, you have 3 knights, 2 mangonels. You right-click a barracks. The knights will attack the barracks in the front. Mangonels also attack the barracks in the front. The knights will die to your own friendly fire.
Yeah, yeah.
What do you do in that situation? I want 3 mangonels, or sorry, 2 mangonels, 3 knights to hit a barracks at the
Can I
same time.
just attack
How would
around
you go
the
about doing
middle of the barracks?
You're a genius. That's really smart. Yes, you can do that. That way your knights can hit the front. You attack around the middle so they don't kill the knights. And I'm actually really surprised you guessed that. Congrats.
Okay,
Really
nice. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, good.
good. Wait, sorry, Grubby, sorry. I need to make $5 real quick. Someone on my YouTube chat said, I'll donate $5 if you get him to read anything in the chat in the next half hour without using Twitch. Thanks for the $5. I'm coaching right now, so I can't read chat. You're attention seeking, but you owe me $5 now. Sorry, back to you, Grubby. Just hustling.
Okay, nice. Oh, okay. I've been having an issue. Grubby's delayed, right? Yeah, that's what my mother said too. Stormblood. No, he's watching my stream, guys. That's why there's a delay, so that he has something to show. We're not we're not in a conference call, okay? Anyways, when I age up with archery range and stable, I never have a marketplace, and I don't organically add it. Now, I could just start adding it whenever I feel like it, but it always feels like I'm taking a step away from efficiency into weakness.
Yes.
Considering using a marketplace is weak. It's for noobs.
That's a great, another great point actually to talk about. That initial investment of 175 wood feels terrible, and it is for noobs. You're so right about that. Making a marketplace is a band-aid solution to having a bad economy balance. Because if you play theoretically correct, an AI, for example, would almost never use a market unless it's trying to hit a crazy timing attack in which you can get more out of the market than the 175 wood investment into it, which is very rare. So if you make a market, it's almost certainly due to human error. Unfortunately, we're humans, Grubby, and we make mistakes. So sometimes it's correct. Let me tell you a few things about the marketplace that could actually be theoretically correct. For example, your opponent is tower rushing you. You have no access to gold. And in this case, it's not worth going way out on the map to try to secure gold that's very exposed. In that case, we want to make a market. Sell a little bit of wood, get access to gold that we have no other way to practically get in that game. In that case, the market's really good. But in most of your games, where you have access to all resources and you're like, everything's flowing, you're looking at the build order, you're doing things right, but you have, damn, I got 400 wood extra. In that case, honestly, I would recommend to just make the market. It's not theoretically correct, but I think it's so practical to have that I think it's always worth making the market at any point in the game where you have extra wood. It's just an easy way to just, it's a band-aid solution. It helps you out. Don't abuse the market. Don't sit there selling 1,000 wood into like 600 gold to then buy 300 food. That's terrible, obviously. But just helping you rebalance some resources is nice. And if you have extra wood, it is worth going for.
But you wouldn't do it while you're still preparing the advent of Castle Age, like right when you get to Castle, and you have plans to leverage it, like town centers or some pressure or defending an attack. You wouldn't do it then.
No. If I have a plan to spend my resources, I would never do it. I would only do it if I have no plan to spend my resources, or if I have a reason for it, like if I need gold, or like I have a really bad economy and I need that help from the market. It's a disaster and things are going wrong, and it fixes my solution. It fixes my problem. It becomes my solution. But if I have plans to spend my wood, I would never do that. Let me give you a Warcraft 3 example to really hit home here. I'm waiting for tier 3, I need tier 3 Lich Slaughterhouse, and I want to spend money on Fiends. It's a no-go. That's just the main idea, because Fiends are useless, and so is the market in that situation.
Fiends are amazing, but you shouldn't make them before those other 3 things. That's right.
Same for the market. It's amazing, but you don't make it before the important things, like town centers, maybe a monastery, etc.
Oh, another question. Yesterday someone said, if you have market and you get to castle, you should... you should... Okay, no. I feel embarrassed now because it's my chatter. I don't want to make him look bad. And I'm not going to name him.
Say it.
But he said you should immediately use the marketplace to get all of the eco upgrades upon reaching castle, because it's going to pay itself back. You can't really argue with that logic, can you, Hera?
Oh, that guy. Yeah, I know that guy.
Wait, what do you mean?
Yeah, that... What do you mean? I recognize it from the comments.
Oh, okay,
I know who it is.
Oh, sure, yeah, okay, of course.
Yeah, it's well known. No, that's bad because like a market doesn't actually help you get. Okay, a market using a market, you're losing resources. You're just losing res collected. Okay, so it's not good to use the market unless you need it for a specific reason. Now, again, I recommend you just make it if you have floating resources, but it's not like it's part of your build. It really just isn't. When is it a part of your build? In late game, like late castle age, you just make a market because whether you lose 300 gold to buy the 200 stone needed to make a castle to secure a huge hill. Who the hell cares if you're down 200 gold when you have 10,000 resources? At that point, you just want to get what you need for the moment. And the market in late game can actually sell a bunch of like thousands of useless wood to get hundreds of useful gold can be useful. So market is very useful for late game. But early game, that 175 wood can be way better spent. That's the idea behind it. So early game, it's never part of your build. It's only a band-aid solution. Late game, you just pick it up. It's good. It has many uses.
Okay. Can I say something about AoE 2 that isn't necessarily a question?
Okay. Yeah.
It astounds me how many forms of information the game offers you about your opponent that are not obtained through organic scouting. There's a little bit of espionage going on in a multitude of mechanics.
Yes. That's so true. But I would say that every single one of those mechanics is so good, and the game would be worse if you take them away. So you're thinking of score, you're thinking of the market. What else are you thinking of?
Spies in castle.
Spies?
Doesn't
But
that
that's
show?
really expensive.
Doesn't it show how many villagers the opponent has?
Oh yeah, it does. It does. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, spies. It does show how many villagers your opponent has.
You're welcome. You're
Yeah,
welcome.
that's good.
Do you not use
Thank
this,
you.
Hera?
Yeah.
Because I use this.
I don't really use that. I'm not gonna lie.
That's crazy. Wait, weren't you like number one? Like, how are you not using this?
Yeah, but it's not important. I know my opponent has. I can see he's 3TC booming. I don't need to know the exact number of bills. That's like saying Hera just ordered food. I need to count the amount of fries he has to like see exactly how much he's eating. Like you know the guy has a large fry. You can see he's a fat ass. You don't need to count every fry. That's kind of what it is.
But imagine though, like another guy comes from Canada or wherever, goes to Argentina. He's just like you, same age, same skill and everything. But he uses the spy tech. He would beat you with it. Like he was the same in every single way. He's like, oh, he's got 131 villages, not 133. I'm gonna make use of that.
I honestly, Grubby, if you win a single game in your rank run, specifically because of spies, I'll have to donate like 50 subs because that's ridiculous. But it has to be specifically because of the spies.
Clippers!
Okay?
Clippers, get ready. I'll give you one
the
sub.
50 sub challenge? Grubby, I am the judge. So you can try, I am the judge.
Yeah, okay.
And if you actually nail that, it's 50 subs.
Okay. Sounds good. Okay, we got a little side quest going on here. But you know what? I'm gonna try to converge that quest during your tournament finals, not in training. Tournament finals.
Wait. Oh, in the final game, it's a
Yes.
2-2. It's Grubby versus Yamato Cannon, who slept 4 hours in the last 10 days.
Yes.
He's been doing 16-hour streams with Death Note coaching. And in the last game, you see that he's got 73 villas via spies, and you win with your 5 villager advantage that you knew you had.
Exactly. I was able to play passively and defensively because I knew I had 5 more villagers.
What realistically happens is that you lose your vill lead because you're doing the math on spies and you're not making vills from your town center. So the vills become even, and now you have to attack because he has the economic lead.
True, actually. I saw the number yesterday. It's like, oh, yes, 22,350. That I think that means he has 131 villagers. I mean, I have no idea. I'm gonna do the math. I'm gonna do the math. Okay.
It's 200 per villager, so that should help you out.
Yeah, well, I'm not fast enough for that.
If you see a 50 in there, we got a villager on a wheelchair missing some limbs.
Okay, got it. Now that's good info. Thank you for that 50 tip. I'll be sure to make that make use of that. All right, next question. I played against a guy, Malians or Mayans or something. He had a little bugger that runs really fast and shoots darts. Phosphorus.
Neither.
Okay. It wasn't poisonous though. It was just like they were archers. They run really fast. They were archers. You should never get hit. Tupi. No, it wasn't Tupi actually. It was Mayans. Who does Mayans have?
A plumed archer? Was that
Yeah,
a plumed
that
archer?
one. That one. Yeah.
Okay, a plumed archer. Mayans, yeah.
Okay, Mayans. My chat said go mangonels, and I feel like it was a terrible advice. No offense. but he can dodge everything. He didn't dodge everything because he's trash, like literal trash, 1500 elo. But same as me. But he still got hit. But that felt really, really bad. The only reason I should have gone Mangonel at all is to eventually protect my skirmishers from his Mangonels. Thoughts?
Yeah. So in general, Mangonels don't do well against fast-moving units. So whenever you see a very fast-moving unit, question if Mangonel is going to be the right response. Usually it's not. It can be if you get nice attack rounds. Even in pro play, it can be. And you can zone out a location with the Mangonels, but they're not a direct counter. My recommendation, though, is to, if you're going to make Mangonels in a situation like that where your opponent has a fast-moving unit with a lot of micro potential, mix 1 Mangonel with 1 Scorpion. That's your ratio. 1 Mangonel, 1 Scorpion. 2 Mangonels, 2 Scorpions. That way, you have the big shots of the Mangonels and the consistent damage of the Scorpions. And here's the cool part. They have different attack speed. So he will never be able to sync up. Yeah, and different movement speed as well. So you can never sync up dodging Mangonels and dodging Scorpions while hitting you back. It's impossible. So he will always take some damage.
I feel like we're two cavemen. You just showed me fire. It's
insane.
I only make Mangonels. I only make Scorpions. But what if you put the two together? It's extra good.
It's like you rub the 2 sticks together and sparks fly out. This is what I just showed you.
Exactly. But my Scorpions need ball sticks, though.
Not really. No, not really.
Okay.
I can explain why later. It can help sometimes, but basically there's a way around that where you don't need ballistics and you can still hit him even if he's moving with the Scorpion.
Oh. For later.
You want to know?
Yeah, I want to know now.
Later.
I want to know now.
I know, it's always now. But you actually soak up this information, which is why I don't feel like it's on deaf ears. So I will tell you. If your opponent has 20 crossbows and you have 2 Scorpions and you want to hit the bulk of his group, but he's moving, if you shoot the back crossbow, you will shoot where that back crossbow is when the projectile leaves. But the back crossbow and everyone in front of him have moved from that location, so you deal 0 damage.
Yeah.
But if I shoot the front crossbow in his group, he will... the projectile will attack towards the front crossbow's initial location. The first 10 crossbows will pass by, and they're going to be safe, especially that first guy that I targeted. But the other 10 will take damage.
That's really good. What if I
You can
just
hit
aim
without
move
having
and
ballistics.
I never choose who to attack?
Then you're probably going to miss most of your shots. But if you aim move with enough Scorpions, you'll probably hit some. At 1500 elo, people aren't dodging perfectly.
Okay, I think I'm
Scorpions
gonna do
have
that.
very consistent damage.
I'm gonna do that one, but that's good to know though. When I can afford the micro, I will do that. Thank you.
Yeah, it's not so hard, so you'll find a way to do it.
Okay. I would actually like to look, if you're okay with it, at the Phosphoru game. The guy that Phosphoru'd me.
Yeah,
I feel very mad when playing against Phosphoru.
Grubby, I'm gonna tell you, same here. The last tournament I lost to 2 Phosphor rushes, one of which I had a hole, and one of which my opponent didn't even take a woodline. He had no lumber camp until Castlage.
Disgusting.
Which is just like, okay. It's broken. But the developers, which are really good, by the way, I love them very much, take forever to nerf them because they're too busy releasing DLCs and scamming their fans for money. Just kidding. So we never will get a fix for this, okay? It's not going to get fixed. There's too many broken rushes. Yeah, it's going to be in the game for years. Like, we have to get used to it.
Well, why would you need a fix? Just learn how to beat it.
Yeah, it's completely broken on certain maps.
Really?
Like, it has no answer.
Do you play it?
In tournaments. I should, and I'm going to start. But he's a bunch of nerds. I have played it in the past, though. It's really good.
Wow.
In Arabia and stuff, it has counters, but...
You don't play it?
I'm honorable, like in Warcraft. I thought I showed you my honor, Grubby.
By playing DK Lich and not playing Cryptlord.
Yeah, no Dreadlord, no camping undead base unless I had to versus Tyler 1. I really had to there. The honor slipped, but the game was won.
Wait, are you saying that because you know that I just played against someone camping for 7 minutes in my base as undead?
I didn't. I told you I didn't see that game. But it's hilarious that you camped and still lost, though. Thank you.
No, I won. No, I won.
Oh, you won. Oh, nice. If you win, it's fine, honestly.
Yeah, then it's not dishonorable. No, there's this thing in Warcraft 3 where undead just when all the creeps are dead, even though the Night Elf has an expansion, you can just stay in your base as undead and wait for like 8 minutes until the gold mine goes empty. And the Night Elf will have like 4k resources, but he can't get past 80 or 100 pop. Eventually, you get to 90 pop yourself as well, and you have one fight and then you win. And the remaxing doesn't matter.
Yeah, I actually know about that specifically because I reviewed a Happy versus someone replay with Sol Ape Man, and he told me exactly that.
Oh my
And they were
god.
just camping forever until one big fight, and that always wins, which is so stupid.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, this fast food thing. Actually, I sent you the replay. Maybe it's better if you
Share
control
screen.
it. What do you think?
Yeah, it is better.
Yeah. Well, you didn't have to be so
No
confident
student
about
of
it.
mine. No student of mine will actually touch my replay. Give me the replay.
What do you, I can control the replay just fine. What does that mean?
Let's see if you can control your units first,
All
Grubby, and then we'll
right.
talk about you controlling the replay.
All right. Fair enough.
But okay, I'm being too harsh now because I know you were so nice to me, by the way, in the coaching. So nice.
I
I
was,
barely
right?
got any flack.
Yeah. Well, I could tell you
Um,
were, at least when learning and getting coaching, you were a sensitive soul. Let's see if you're as sensitive
I am
now.
sensitive. Maybe I won't be as sensitive, but that has made me nicer. I used to be a lot less nice
Okay.
in the coaching. I've become nicer since getting humbled in the Warcraft community.
Let's see.
Okay, I'm bringing up the replay now.
You're gonna share on Discord, yeah?
Yes. Let me just get the replay set. Perfect. I'll share my entire screen
All right.
because I trust you like that.
All right.
All right, you see capture age?
Yeah, I got it. And
'Kay.
chat will see it.
Do you play as blue-red in game?
I'm red. Yeah. For some reason, I'm always red. I don't know why.
Okay, but you can make yourself always blue. Do you know that?
Do you dislike it like this?
Grubby, if your opponent is a different color, let me ask this question. If your opponent is a different color every game, will your brain create patterns of, oh, I just spotted a certain color on the minimap.
No,
Is
no,
that
of
my
course.
opponent or is that
Of course.
something else?
Of course, but I can choose I'm red, he's blue, or I'm blue, he's red. Correct?
The only thing you can choose is that I'm blue, he's red every game. That's the only thing you can choose. Otherwise, your opponent's a random color, and you're the color you picked, which is sometimes blue, sometimes red, sometimes whatever else.
Oh, but I'm always the same color. I think I'm red, opponents are blue. Are you saying that's impossible?
That's impossible, yeah.
Chad, am I blue or red? I'm blue. Okay, I'm
Should
blue.
be half-half. You're blue, yeah, okay. You're always blue, opponent's always red. And
Yeah.
you should actually play like that. This is not a preference. This is actually like,
Better.
in my opinion, mandatory.
Yeah, I was told the same by a
anyway.
teammate in 2004 in Warcraft 3. Because I like to play rainbow, like we're always different colors, for eye candy, to keep things fresh.
Yeah, yeah.
And he said that's not consistent with danger recognition and so on. And he was right. I don't
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it, but he was
100%.
right.
Yeah. Well, it's great that news, from your opponent, recent bit of advice, still alive today. This is not a bad start, but you know this. So I'm not going to be too harsh.
It doesn't usually happen. I mean, it's not like I lost a goal
Yeah.
to creeps or something.
Yeah, exactly. Which would be terrible.
Would be.
This is fine. God, I really regret playing Warcraft. I've shown weakness that has never been erased. This is completely fine.
Dude,
Your opponent is obviously scouting you early.
By the way, I was this close. This close. I know you can't see my fingers, but they're really close together, okay? I was this close to sending you an Age of Empires 2 OBS recording where I sent 7 consecutive villagers into a boar and lost them as rage bait for you to see. To get you to stop losing goals to creeps. But I didn't, because I like you.
You were nice about it. Yeah, you were like, Hera, this is really bad and kind of cringe. You shouldn't lose ghouls. And I lost ghouls left and right during the session. It's terrible. It was a good time. Really
Anyway,
good time.
sorry for the distraction.
Your opponent is scouting you.
Going, yeah.
No worries. And he's stealing a boar. So I just want to say, if your opponent is scouting you early, that's almost guarantees that he will
But how do I
this.
know he's scouting me
And-
early?
You don't know. So 2 things here. You see the boar running away now. So now
No.
you've known that he has taken it.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, you could see it, but you probably didn't. You, Grubby, have missed it.
Can we get minimap multi-icons on the minimap for boars?
Ooh, you probably could, but
Is that allowed?
I don't know if that mod exists. Yeah, it's allowed. You can do anything visual.
That's so crazy, by the way. If you've seen how Phosphorus plays, that's like a bastardization of all that's holy. The symbols.
It's so bad. It's terrible. That guy is like the worst example of having fun in a video game, but it's all to get like that competitive advantage to make this one rush work. And now everybody knows this one rush.
Yeah. All right.
A decent guy though, nothing personal.
No, he seems cool.
So okay, we're bringing in the boar. So we don't know that we're down a boar now. We're gonna do a regular build. That's fine. And everything's going pretty well. You're actually scouting it very well, Grubby. So
I practiced this.
The fact that you actually should know this is good. What did you practice?
I practiced optimal scout efficiency routes, like where do I consistently send my sheep to, my scouts, and so on. Because I was moving badly, a lot of backtracking, doubling up on the same pathing.
That's really good. Yeah, I can see here, like within 3 minutes, fully scouted is actually like close to pro times, which is very good.
Cool. Nice.
Now, you at this point kind of know that you're down a boar, so you probably think you didn't scout it, but I think you know your opponent stole it.
No, I know.
Okay, you know. So cool. So now we know our opponent stole a boar. This is only relevant because we can't counterplay it right now. This is only relevant to understand the disparity of our situation. Our opponent now is way further ahead compared to us, and he can actually go for a fast castle without being too far behind because he has 3 boars. And you probably don't know this, but Mayans get extra longer lasting resources, so he gets extra food from those boars.
Oh my god, if I knew that, I would have given him the same treatment I give Mongols. First, I spit on them. And secondly, I take a 5 villager supply frontal boar.
Yeah. And I think you should do that versus Mayans because they have an eagle that has extra vision. So it's exactly like Mongols. You should treat them like Mongols, including the spitting on them part. But not too harshly because it's not as abusive as the Mongols. Okay. But still, you should take the forward boar first early on. It's really good. It's the anti-laming build order. I don't know if you used that one from my sheet, but that's the same one.
Oh, the anti-laming build order. No, I have not seen it. I'll make a note of it.
That's exactly the one. Like literally, watch that one. That's the build I use. I almost use that every time on ladder, actually.
Okay. When you play against Mongols, or anytime?
I use it almost every time because I don't think there's much downside to it. But it does make it a little challenging to get. Like it's not beginner friendly.
Smaller margins.
But it's definitely worth looking into. Yeah, small. Like less can go wrong, basically. Oh. But at the same time, it's harder to execute.
This mill was a mistake, by the way. Misclick. Normally I touch.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, one tile is actually kind of fine. It has some uses, but it's no big deal.
This is like a faster initial generation and worse afterwards, right? If I overload the berries, isn't this better? Like if I want to put like 8 or 10?
Yeah, exactly. So this is a very optimal mill for the next minute or two, and then after that, it's a very inoptimal mill.
Yeah.
So we're hopping a little late, by the way, and this is actually the first step in how to defend Phosphorus. So if you're ever playing against someone who is Phosphor rushing, 20 pop is actually considered very, very late. The only acceptable uptime, in my opinion, for a fast feudal is 18 pop with Loom.
18?
Or 19 pop and you skip Loom.
Okay, so I've been copying. This is the first time ever yesterday, by the way, or maybe the day before yesterday with your sheet, because I always thought 20 pop is standard, and I learned this years ago. And then the 19 pop felt, I think I did your Ethiopian 19 pop up like 3-4 months ago. And that felt wild and naughty and headlong rushing into feudal to me. Very low econ and everything. But to see an 18 pop up, I thought that's not even possible. And in fact, when I tried it, it was possible, as it turns out. So...
The sheet was correct. Hera spending the last 3 years making it, I think...
I did find some mistakes.
You get to have that confirmation.
And I'll have my personal assistant send them to yours to maybe make some changes. But the
funny thing is, there's actually some mistakes in some of those build orders because over the years I've optimized them, but I haven't changed the sheet. So so some things are different that could be fixed.
It's a lot of work to maintain all of them for every patch. I get it.
Yeah, but I think you do that, and you offer it for free, so you're just a better man than me. But it is what it is.
No, I have lots of old build orders. I do offer them for free, but maybe that just makes me stupider.
Okay.
Or
yeah, honestly, let me tell you something about Patreon, but we'll talk about that in private, I think.
All right, sounds good.
But yeah,
guys,
so
Patreon, my Patreon coming up. Yeah.
Okay. 18 pop is the only acceptable anti-Phosphor rush.
Okay, but
so
I don't know his Phosphor. Like, how could I possibly know?
Well, you can start by letting me finish the sentences.
Sorry.
On the coaching.
Sorry.
That's okay. No worries. I don't take it personal. So as I said, if you have any suspicion that your opponent could be phosphoring, and you know this because your opponent could have a strong unique unit, so Mayan strong unique unit, 2P strong unique units, Burmese strong unique unit, Spanish strong unique unit, any strong unique unit Civ, you usually want to up 18 pop against it if you have any suspicion that your opponent could be phosphoring. Okay, this gives you a chance to beat it. Now there are other counters to the strategy, and I will probably teach you one of them at least, or at least you should definitely look into them, which is just to fast castle yourself and play a direct hard counter. This is riskier because that's a blind counter. If your opponent does not phosphor, then you're just doing a blind counter that could easily backfire.
Yeah.
So those are your two answers to it. Either you go up 18 pop or you try to blind counter fast castle yourself.
Okay, but if I go up 18 pop, the goal is not just to make men-at-arms, archers, and scouts, correct? Like, we're actually going to go tower is gold, stone, and everything, or what?
Actually, you don't have to. I think the absolute best counter is 18 pop up into forward range with 2 villagers. Not necessarily a tower rush, just to make the archer come up faster.
Yeah.
So you make your you up 18 pop, make your barracks with 2 vills, run them forward when you're about 50%. So by the time you reach here, you are a feudal age, you make a range, and you have archers to harass the stone. You don't even need to make a tower, but later you can make a tower because you have those 2 vills forward. So you make a range, few archers, harass the stone, couple houses with the 2 vills, maybe a blacksmith. Then you move around and you make a tower, either on the wood or on the secondary stone that he takes, or on his gold or on something. And that's the best counter to phosphor.
How do I make 2 towers?
You don't make 2 towers. You make just 1. Oh. So your first thing is the archer play. Archer will pressure the stone, and then your 2 villagers will make just 1 tower.
Ah, got it.
And you pick the best location for that.
Okay. And it should be his wood or his stone?
I would stay flexible. You want to make you only have 1 tower, so you want to make it a high impact tower. The main thing is you want to deny the stone. So stone above everything else. If he's not on stone and he's trying to like panic and do something else, then just make it the most impactful tower possible.
Okay.
But your main goal is denying stone at all costs, because that's their best way to get the castle. The other way is to use the market, and so gold becomes valuable, or they can just sell a bunch of wood and get the rest of the stone.
Yeah.
But you want to do as much damage as possible to them, and you want to deny their stone.
Okay. Is there any reason not to always just go 18 pop forward archery range?
Yeah, for example, like if you do this and your opponent is playing an 18 pop regular play from home, you have now 2 villagers in the middle of the map with no army advantage. So you make 1 range forward with 2 villagers. Your opponent makes 2 villagers, makes the range, goes back to work, so his 2 villagers are working. 1 range versus 1 range. And now you have 2 villagers there. You make a tower, he responds with 5 vills, makes a tower, has equal archers. You're just sitting there screwed. Yeah. So yeah, it's not good.
You also answered another question of mine, which is what to do with the 2 villagers. Usually, if I bring anywhere from 2 to 4 villagers for proxy buildings, anywhere from the 8 to 15 minute mark, I'll build a lumber camp so they can keep working there remotely. But you're saying house, blacksmith. And you don't mind building a whole bunch of infrastructure near the enemy base because of how slow it is to kill them, and how killing them is not going to be a factor for the next 10 minutes, generally, in AoE2.
Exactly.
Right?
20 minutes
really
usually.
Weird.
Exactly, yeah.
20 minutes.
Like it's a building, like a forward blacksmith is not like a forward slaughterhouse. It's like if he kills the slaughterhouse, it's whatever, If he kills the slaughterhouse, it's not whatever, it's a disaster.
That's actually why. That's why you didn't get it. The boneyard, the slaughterhouse. You didn't get it as a blunder.
I'll make it anywhere, Grubby. It doesn't matter.
Wow.
Now you understand me.
Now I understand. That's crazy.
So yeah, you'd make forward houses, forward blacksmith. You don't even mind. Actually, funny thing, you can make your houses and blacksmith near your opponent's gold to make him have to kill them before taking the gold. That's actually
crazy.
Good.
Wait, so if I accidentally rally a villager across the map, I shouldn't just be upset and send them home. I should leave behind a whole breadcrumb of random buildings, just shitting out buildings on the way home. House, blacksmith, because they're already not working there.
Outposts, etc. Also, stonewalling opponent resources, extremely good. Extremely good. Very small investment, very high value. Like stonewall in the gold. Literally just 8. What is this? 4, 3, 3, 2.
Wait.
So in total, how does stone
investment? How does stone investment count?
So it's stonewalling would be 5 stone per This is 12. So 5 times 12, so 60 stone. One villager 60 stone, and he can't use that gold until he breaks the stone walls. If he breaks just one stone wall, he can barely use the gold. So you have to kill all the stone walls, or at least most of them, to take the gold.
Why doesn't everyone just do it all the time at pro play? Because you're both skill checking each other with full army growth momentum.
Yes, this is only possible in pro play if there is a messy game for many situations. If it's an even game and your opponent just randomly sends 1 or 2 villas forward, chances are I'm going to be scouting that, or pro players will scout that and have like knowledge of it, and he'll just lose the 1 or 2 villagers. Right. But in a messy game where villagers are running around, it becomes very valuable. Or if you do it by accident, it could be good.
So I should do this every game?
Yes, because your opponent will not skill check you on it. Yeah. Unironically, if you ever have a forward vill, or if you want to just get cheeky with it, you can go stonewall in your opponent's gold.
All kinds of resources, always golds, always stones.
Yeah, it's really annoying. Like, and it's very good, by the way. But my chat's saying, tell them it's bad manners. It doesn't matter. It helps you win.
It's not bad manners. They steal my boar like half the time. Come on, they deserve it.
literally. This is justice, not bad manners. I'm giving Grubby the law right now.
Yeah. Wait, next time, if I get coaching from T90 again, he's gonna hate me for the stonewalling and around the resources, probably.
Yeah, T90's gonna be like, that's not a nice thing to do. Hera taught me. So, it's okay.
All right.
Yeah, one thing I want to say, so you might be thinking, okay, Hera said that the best counter to the Foster is 2 vills forward, make a range, how is this tower? But what if I send 4? Because that's twice as good as what Hera taught me. It's not. No. Sending 4 vills makes your follow-up castle time worse. So I'm saying 2 vills on purpose. It's not just a random count. 2 vills is the minimal investment to get a good amount of like pressure with a forward range, a tower, etc. And then you still want to shoot up the castle age really fast after it. Because no matter how much damage you do to your opponent, if he gets the castle and he starts sending unique units your way, you can never defend that in feudal age. It's literally like the only way you can do that is like towers and stone walls around your entire base. Units in feudal age do not fight against the strong unique units that the Phosphor Rush does.
Yeah. Okay.
So you have to defend with buildings and towers.
I just make 5 archers.
No number, but yeah, a handful of archers with fletching is usually and a tower. That's usually your initial pressure. Then you just shoot straight to castle age. I'm talking mine a lot of gold, few farms, market, and then buy your way up. A few accessible. This is the acceptable time where the market is actually good and theoretically correct.
Wait, buy my way up from gold?
Yeah, you take a lot of gold and then you buy food.
I never do that. How do I identify when is the right time to do that?
So usually against all-ins, it's faster to just take a bunch of gold and then convert that to food, because making farms is slow. You need wood, then you need to make the farm, then you need to gather the food. That's a slow.
Okay.
That's a slow process. But making a mining camp, sending a bunch of villagers to the gold, making only 1 market, which is the price of only 3 farms, right? Like to not up with the market, you need like 16 farms.
Yes.
So instead of 16 farms, I say we do like 8 farms, 1 market, which is the price of 11 farms, and we get the castle age. That's the main idea. So instead of that 300 wood going to more farms, it's going to be 300 wood sold, but buy the food, and then just go up.
That's very interesting. I'll experiment with that. I've never done a gold up like this with 8 farms. I didn't even know it's possible. I mean, if you asked me, maybe I would guess, but like I wouldn't know the numbers. So that's really, really valuable. Thank you. And I would not have thought of that. Yeah, I would not have thought of that.
Yeah, that's good. Good coaching session then. The first thing that I feel like really, really came out of nowhere there, but it's a very good tool against this. So if we recap our strategy, just to see what you do, like before we see what you do, what we need to do here is fast pressure into fast castle behind it immediately. Okay. Let's see what you do, and we compare about how bad what you did is compared to how good it could be to fast pressure. Okay. And I'm not saying that to be disrespectful, actually, although it is funny to be disrespect your opponents. I learned from Death Notes, actually your students.
Yeah.
But what you want to do here is like we want to recognize how much faster your pressure can be. That's maybe a better way to word it. Yeah. So here we're already 2 pop behind, which is 50 seconds. So whatever you do here is 50 seconds behind by default.
Why am I 2 pop behind?
Because you should be up 18 pop. You have a beautiful build. No idle TC. This is fantastic. But you're 50 seconds slow to pressuring your opponent.
I decided I can't do 18 pop because I lost my second boar.
That's actually a good point. I forgot about that. So in this case, this is acceptable, and we'll try to make the best out of a bad situation.
Okay.
That's actually a good point.
Okay.
Yeah. I got caught being too harsh. Opponent is walling, which will slow him down.
Well, actually, when I saw this type of wall, which I'm going to see soon. Oh wait, no, don't look. Look away. Look away.
I think we've seen enough. No, I'm kidding. It can happen. It can happen. It's okay.
But he funneled my movement because of the walls. This is like a special Venus flytrap move he did. Is that how you guys call it?
Venus flytrap?
Yeah.
No, we don't call that AoE. But like, it's kind of like, you know, when you have a red flag and you're trying to provoke a bull, so you're waving the red flag in his face, and then the bull, despite knowing it's gonna get harmed, will charge right at the red flag.
Yeah.
Grubby, you're the bull here.
Yeah, I know. I just can't stand the color red.
It's crazy. Opponent has a red TC and you're just running straight into it. I understand.
Yeah.
But listen, it can happen, and the funnel is very real. Like you probably clicked here, and then the scout goes here.
Yep.
Which is the problem.
Yep.
By the way, the way to counteract that, it doesn't really matter. But like
Multiple
every time you see
shift
weird
clicks?
movements from your scout,
Yeah.
no, multiple right clicks. So like you click here, he goes here. Then you click here, and it still goes same path. Right away, I'm like, oh no. There's walls. And then I
Yeah.
start clicking short clicks.
Yeah. It's funny because that's actually the fourth method of secret info you shouldn't know. Spies,
Yeah, exactly.
score, marketplace trading values, and another one is the erratic movement of my units based on walls you built that I should not have info of.
Yeah.
Crazy. Oh, yeah.
It's actually, I'm glad you're keeping track. This is a lot. I'm sure there's more as well. By the way, I like that you saw the first scout do a lot of damage, so you're making more scouts. That's really smart.
Well, the thing is,
Really good follow-up.
I'm practicing scouts right now. You see, I'm just going to brute force it to see in which situations it works or not, because I'm too stupid to know when to do it or when not to do it. So I just do it 100% of the time, and then I keep a little book in my head about when to do it and when not to do it. And one of my questions, I believe, to you as well, is if I lose my first scout, may I still do scout rush?
Yeah. First of all, I just want to say, I don't think you're stupid, Grubby. You're just terrible. There's a difference. It's fine.
Okay.
Now,
That's good.
back to like the
There's
scouts
hope.
talk here. It's good to know. Yeah, exactly. You're not stupid. You just need some time. So here's the thing. When it comes to should you make more scouts, normally the answer is yes. I was actually mostly joking when I said, you're going for more scouts, which is kind of funny.
Yeah.
But when your opponent is fully walled, you should stop making scouts. So like here, the criteria isn't I lost my scout, I'm not making more. The criteria is, oh shit, my opponent's fully walled, I can't make more scouts. The maximum acceptable count is to make one more, to just double check what your opponent's doing. But to make scouts into your opponent is fully walled, you always stop. By the way, this isn't only when your opponent is playing a fast castle. It's also when you both are going scouts, you make 3-4 scouts, opponent, boom, suddenly is fully walled. And you kind of see him walling, then you see he's fully walled, you just stop making scouts. Whereas if you're open, your opponent can actually continue making scouts. Okay, so that's a general rule there. So it doesn't have anything to do with you losing the scouts.
But don't my scouts have +2 damage to buildings?
Yeah, but +2 when there's 250, it's like we need a lot of scouts to break that, and also it's really easy to re-wall. So one of the things that I hate about Age of Empires, one of the few things actually, is how easy it is to re-wall in Feudal Age.
True.
You probably don't know this, but yeah, like for example, right here, this wall, if you attack it with like literally 40 archers and 3 scouts, because you can only fit 3 scouts on a palisade wall like this, and you're like destroying it, your opponent can make a market here. A market is a 4x4 building, and he can stand at this edge, and the archers can never shoot the villager.
Right.
So you can literally never break in if your opponent is competent in Feudal Age, which is disgusting.
Yeah. Oh, so I'm not competent because I always re-wall with a house, and then the villager dies to many archers.
Yeah, and you need to make a market. That's another time where a market is acceptable.
Okay, very good.
So the only time you can break in really is if you have a combination of scouts and archers. But in this case, like you're not breaking in with just scouts. And here we go. The re-wall's already there.
But look, I made him make a house when he's at 25 out of 25.
Yeah, you forced his hand. Oh no, Grubby, don't make me eat that double cheeseburger. No, Grubby, please stop.
Got the wall though. That's how much is a wall? 3 wood?
It's 3 wood. It's 3 wood. So
Minus
right now
3?
3 wood. About 2 stone worth of walking time because you could have made the house here.
Yeah.
Another 3 wood and walking time here.
Yeah, and all I spent
Pretty good.
is 320 food.
Yeah, 320 food, 175. We're walling as well. Okay, but let's get serious here for a second because just on this topic, we're doing like the wrong reply completely. So we're doing wheelbarrow here, which is the opposite of a fast castle follow-up. We're walling, which is the opposite of a fast castle follow-up. We're doing all the things we should not be doing. If you're going to be placing walls here, it's stone walls for sure.
What?
Because your opponent is going to be... Yes, your opponent is fast castling. Your opponent will get to a castled unique unit that destroys palisade walls, potentially. In this case, it's not so bad because the plumes, like Mayans doing this, is actually not the best strategy, by the way. It's not. This can be done with way better civilizations, and all of the civilizations destroy palisade walls. So palisade walls is not good. It's houses or stone walls to buy yourself some time.
Okay,
or like
first of
building
all,
walls like
I
markets
never know
do.
what unique unit they make. I try to ask chat, and hopefully I get an answer fast enough that's correct, and that I actually can parse the information from it. Like, I'm always playing blind. Blind, deaf,
Yeah,
mute.
that's terrible.
Yeah, it's
What
very
a bad
scary.
situation to be in.
It's very scary.
Yeah.
Actually, it reminds me of when I was a kid. We had this table you could crawl under if you were small enough, and I did it, but you'd be like worming through it for a bit. It's like a salon table, like what people put coffee on. And sometimes my brothers would grab my feet, and they would start tickling my feet, and it scared the crap out of me because I just had this sense of being trapped. That's what this feels like, man.
Yeah.
It's trauma.
Yeah, I feel like that's good though because of that tabletop drama with your brothers, you probably had never had the urge to go caving, and I feel like the people who go caving need to be checked. So I'm just happy that you got that urge out of you.
You saw
with
that
the
news
tabletop
recently?
and not with like. I did see the news recently, yeah. And
terrible.
I see all the news coming out of the caving world, and I just every time I'm like, you don't have to do this. You don't have to go in there.
Yeah.
Like.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah.
So
anyway,
scouts
back to our game.
bad, palisade walls terrible, wheelbarrow terrible.
Yeah.
Maybe I did it because I got housed. Not marketplacing up. Instead, trying to rely fully on farms, which is going to take aeons. Terrible.
Which hold on. This is actually the perfect build. 8 farms, berries run out, boom. 5 vills, 6 vills here, straight to gold. Cancel wheelbarrow. We don't even get wheelbarrow. We make 3 more vills go to gold. Cancel these walls, make a market. You'll be actually up within 3 minutes.
Wow.
Like 2-3 minutes, you're clicking up. Yeah, it's really, really fast.
Yeah, because normally I'm happy to get like 17 minutes. Like every time I had a 17-minute up after making decent amount of feudal units from 2 different buildings, and I go up at 17 to castle, I feel like $1 million. I'm like, wow, that was fast. But you're saying I can go up at what, 15 or 16?
Like you can probably click at 15 something. Like
Wow.
if I did this build, I'm not 100% sure because I don't do it every day, but I'm pretty sure, even with the same scouts made, I'm pretty sure I can hit like a 15 click, a 15-30 click
That's
maybe. Let's
crazy.
say.
That's crazy. Thank you for this up. Curious.
So yeah, that's probably the right call anyways to make, like regardless of what exact time you're hitting. So right now we're late on the damage, we were late on the uptime, so we didn't attack him before walls. We invested too much into our pressure and got no value, or very little value. 3 wood on the palisade. And then we're also very late to clicking up. So what's going to happen here is that our opponent will have very undisturbed economy, and he's going to disturb us a lot because he's going to have a lot of time where he's attacking us.
It's so funny knowing how this game went, because of course I have the benefit of knowing how it went, and knowing how winnable it was, even though I should literally off myself with how terrible I played.
Yeah, exactly. But that's usually how it goes with like the theoretical pro knowledge. Like not even like pro knowledge. This is like theoretical how pros are trying to play and they fall short, and then how a 1500 game would look like. It's gonna be a little bit different. Even though 1500 is very respectable. Like there's a lot of, you're like in top 90% of AoE2 players, which is or sorry, top 10%, excuse me, of AoE2 players, maybe even a bit more. So you're doing well. But this game will have many mistakes here. Palisade walls, again, should be stone walls if you do this, but you know this now. 50 minutes. We're not clicking. We're making farms. 3 on gold. Very efficient. Actually, very good gameplay, Grubby.
What?
Terrible for the situation.
What's good gameplay?
But like, no, because you have only 200 gold or just about. Yeah, good macro. Like perfect balance of economy. Great walls, which are usually a good idea. It's a good scout rush. It's a clean scout rush. So there's a lot of goodness there. But unfortunately, just really bad for the situation. Opponent has a castle. Do we even know this? We do know this. So good scouting as well.
Yeah. I hit
let's see how you react
Look,
now.
I did a lot of damage to it already.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Done 100 damage. That's pretty good. So opponent will usually be on one base or one town center, let's say, when he's doing this.
Yeah.
Sometimes they stop making villagers.
Yeah.
We don't really know. Sometimes that's because they want to get their food to make upgrades. Other times it's because they're bad. Because people that do the strategy on repeat are elo inflated. You understand what I mean by that?
Yeah, 100%. I
Okay,
completely
perfect.
agree.
Yeah, there you go. So people that abuse the strategy will always be playing worse than you.
Yeah.
But even if they're playing perfectly, he's going to be on a very fragile economy. Now, your economy is actually very good. You're obviously still on one base, but if you take a look at the resources collected, you have 1,000 almost extra over your opponent, and that's despite not making the best choices. Yeah. So even without making the best choices, you have 1,000 more resources, which gives you a bit of room for error. Which means if you're playing against this strategy and you lose a few units, a few things go wrong, but it's minor mistakes, you're still okay for the most part.
Yeah.
So now you see your opponent going for plumed archers, and now your chat's probably saying, go mangonels, go mangonels.
Yes.
In this case, there's literally no reason to go mangonels. We have infinite time because our opponent has just sat there at home. We have the full walls, which again, not being stone is kind of bad, but it's still not bad, not terrible, let's say, to have palisade walls. They will buy us some time. 2-range skirmisher is the perfect response here. Okay. The perfect response. Armor, fletching, 2-range skirms.
Unfortunately, I ended up doing both, which actually left me with less wood than I would like. I should have done just one.
I think the chat lost you the game. This is such a winning position for you.
Yeah.
Like, honestly.
Yeah.
Sorry, chat. I try to be on your side most of the time. I've been flaming Grubby for an hour now. I got to give him something. This is definitely a good play from you. Like, this is a good play. 2 ranges. Fletching coming in.
They did help me by
These
saying...
guys take a while.
They did help me by saying that plumes do more damage to cavalry. So that I knew that I did... Otherwise, maybe I would have made many scouts.
Wait, plumes don't have an attack bonus versus cavalry.
So
did the chat actually tell you that?
Yeah, they said these guys are extra good against cavalry.
Okay, so they didn't say bonus damage. That's good. Yeah, they are actually extra good versus cavalry. So that was good advice. That was good advice.
Because they're ranged and fast.
Also,
maybe I misinterpreted it.
Exactly. Yeah. You don't get knights though, so you'd have to play light cav here, which is okay. But actually, chat is right about that. So going scrims here, it would be like 100% correct. Also, even if cavalry are okay against these, you don't need an okay unit. You need a hard counter because he's all in. So you wouldn't want to like okay a unit when you're 3 minutes behind the castle. Yeah. Right now, you need a hard counter with your superior economy. That would be really good.
I knew it's going to start breaking walls, so I tried to make this last as long as possible with the scouts.
Really good, yeah. These scouts are completely useless. Oh. Workshop right away.
GG.
Not terrible. No, it's not terrible, but let's think about what you could be doing.
Elite skirmisher upgrades, ballistics.
Those two things, literally those two things. And it's obvious. I'm happy you see it as obvious now, because from my perspective, I'm like, why do we need a workshop? It's like I walk into your house and you already have pepper spray, but you decide you need a Glock that's loaded and a shotgun just in case. It's like, no, just load the pepper spray. It's good enough. I'm going to leave it the first sight of pepper spray. And here you have skirmishers, good enough versus plumed archers. Not a crazy counter, but it's good enough. Okay, it is a counter unit. Just fully upgrade them. Make sure it's loaded, and that's it. You don't put the shotgun down, Grubby. There's no need.
If only I could go back, I wouldn't have filled him full of holes. I would just make him uncomfortable and run.
Exactly. It's flirting versus sexual harassment. It's the classic case, Grubby.
Wait, what?
Yeah, this is... you don't know the meme?
No. Floating?
Okay, No, it's flirting versus sexual harassment.
Oh,
you surely know the meme.
No.
Yeah.
No, I've been out of the dating market for I've never been in it actually. So go ahead, tell me.
I've never been in it as well, but you've been on Twitter surely. So this is where I got my information as well. So a really good-looking guy saying one thing, good, flirting, nice.
Okay,
he's got game. Really ugly guy saying the same thing, sexual harassment, bad. Give her some space.
No, I've seen that.
It's bit of a meme.
Did you get sent that clip that someone sent? That someone said he was going to fire at you before? Yeah,
no.
I sent it to you. Relevant for the current discussion.
About the Hera colon.
You're kind of like me, but really ugly. And
About Hera's looks. About Hera's looks. Look at that. Grubby, I know you, and I know there's no way you were talking about me there.
True. Phew.
I know you.
They tried to stitch me up, brother. It was actually about camels, Arabian camels.
Yeah. Okay. Makes sense. Still Arabian though, and that's my heritage. So.
Oh yeah.
How nice are you? I don't know.
Yeah. That's
okay.
Fair.
Anyway.
All right.
Back to our game. Okay, so yeah, don't need the shotgun, don't need the siege workshop here. Skirm's perfectly fine. There's a rule in Age of Empires. So in Warcraft, you almost never get upgrades because it's like +1, but your guy has like 20 damage. But here it's like +1, and my guy has 2 damage. That +1 is double damage.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So upgrades are so important in this game. Like, I would rather have less skirms and more upgrades almost every single time. Skirms require armor upgrades as well. 3 damage. Opponent has 3 armor. When you get the elite skirm, which we never will get because we made a workshop, we have 4 pierce armor. Opponent has 5 + 2 damage. Okay. So that means we need both armor upgrades to make sure our opponent does, instead of 3 damage per shot, 1 damage per shot. Every armor upgrade you do is basically like a lot of percentage less damage taken on every skirm. Very, very good.
Yeah.
Just get my thing sorted here. All right, cool. So in this case, skirms, elite skirm upgrade, armor upgrade right away, which you can afford. Everything you can afford. If you're really hurting for it, ballistics first, but you probably don't have the wood for now. You just make skirmishers. And also, I don't know what you can possibly be looking at right now. You're not making skirmishers. You have a 43% efficiency rate on these ranges.
There's efficiency.
You've used. Yes.
Wait, I'm gonna keep looking at this from now on. I didn't know there's efficiency rates. I didn't know my work was being checked. I thought so long as I'm in the office and I make my hours, 9 to 5, I'm working. But you got a camera on me this whole time!
You spent 60% of your day in the bathroom, Grubby. What are you doing in there?
Not enough fiber. What can I do?
All right, Grubby's been working from home and he's at 40% efficiency. He's been watching Hera stream on the side. It's been terrible. These ranges are not working. You need Capture H Pro for this, by the way. You need to pay $5 a month, but it's very worth it. They do good work, and I actually support this team. I like Capture. I think they do great work. Side note, I love the Balance developers as well. Great guys. 43% is less than half, so we could be having at least 4 skirmishers here instead of the 2.
I think I was saving up for either Elite Skirm or Mangonel.
Oh god, we picked the Mangonel!
Because chat said I should do it, and I believe anything because I'm a male model and I don't have any thoughts of my own.
Just a pretty face after all, Grubby. Oh my goodness, this is terrible.
No.
This is terrible.
It's okay, I got 2 skirms with 2 attack upgrades. I'm getting a mango.
Wait, Grubby, you're right. The skirmishers don't work against them. We should make Mangonel.
Yeah, exactly, see? I don't have 8 pierce armor.
Alright, so
I tried going skirms, it doesn't work. I tried scouts, it doesn't work. I tried Mangonel, it doesn't work. This unit has no counter. This is bullshit.
You're almost right. If you were talking about another unit, you'd be so right.
Which one, actually?
The 2P one. The 2P one is the actually broken one. That one actually has no good counter. But this one is really not that great. Ooh, good attack round. Get some shots. It's actually good play.
It's now a minigame. I'm not going to mind my villagers at all. I'm just going to control 1 mango.
Yeah, which is actually not terrible because, again, I'm really happy watching this. You've lost 6 villagers. You've made every possible wrong choice available to you. It's still an even game. You have even vill count. He just has more military. If you land a couple lucky shots, you're actually completely even. You have 1,000 more rest collected, so you can actually be considered ahead.
That's crazy.
If you actually land some shots, which, again, if you just made Elite Skirmisher, pushed him out, you'd be 1,000 resources up. You wouldn't lose 6 villagers. You wouldn't have all this disaster. You'd probably be up more than 1,000 resources, and the game would be completely won.
I could have still been happy.
Yeah, but now you're sad and you live with this regret for the rest of your life. You made a Mangonel.
Yep.
Yeah, nice.
Left my scouts to catch some reinforcements. Didn't work.
This looks really bad, Grubby, but I'm being so serious when I say that was the max value your scouts got this game. 30 HP off 1 plume. That was the best thing that scouts have done this game.
The hell, dude? No, the castle HP.
Well, it's not that relevant. This guy at least dies to a Maginot shot now if he gets hit. We'll keep track of that guy, actually. Let me control group him. That guy's control group 1. If that guy dies, we're gonna know, and it's because of the scouts.
Okay.
Okay, so you're actually doing very good on defense. Getting some decent shots. You're probably so freaking mad right now. What? He's selling!
GG.
Oh my goodness.
That's why chat said Maginot, because they knew how good I am with them.
That had nothing to do with you, Grubby. I'm so sorry, man. He literally breaks the hole to go out, goes back in, and loses his entire arm. It's ridiculous. That's insane. I can't just watch that.
This is my level. It's very sobering.
Yeah. I still think he's a bit elo inflated. I don't know if he's doing it every time, but like he's laming with his scouts and he's all-inning. So like this guy's clearly elo inflated.
Yeah.
So you're a little bit better than this, but not much better to earn my respect. It's still terrible, still horrible.
Make him play a normal game with any Civ, not on Arena, and he's gonna be like 700 elo.
Yeah, this guy, 100%, exactly. Maybe a bit more than 700, maybe like 1200, but he would be like a good considerable amount of elo less than what he is currently.
I was joking. I think 12, 13 mechanics.
Yeah, 12, 1300, yeah. But the 700 elos aren't bad in Warcraft. I figured that out for myself, actually.
They're really
Some
good,
of the best players on the server. 700 elo. I'm like not even joking. Like the meta there was really hard. Skirmishers finally getting some upgrades they deserve. Still no elites. We're prioritizing a farm over elites. Yeah, no, we can't afford it. I also can't afford food and rent because I'm spending my money on crack.
Okay, I see. No, it took me like half a second to realize you're hypothesizing, not for really.
Yeah. Like you can't get elite skim right now, but we want to save up for it. Put the crack down. Put the crack pipe down.
No, but the thing is, I had to make this far because it was ugly. There was like a hole in the middle.
That is really terrible. There's another hole.
I'll fix it
Keep
soon.
going, Grubby.
It actually looks. Oh
no! 5 mils pulled off wood to fix the hole.
Oh
you
no!
were joking.
Wait, this is actually so bad. I can't abide by an unfilled hole.
Oh no, God. Okay. Also, this is one of the situations where a market can really help. Market, buy wood. It's inefficient, but we don't care. We have 600 wood and we're still filling holes.
Yeah. Wait, I should turn off the thing in the mill, automatic receding. I should not have filled those 2 holes. That's 2 holes too many. And I should have made market and bought anything. And then get elite skirmisher and second armor upgrade for skirms.
Exactly. All of which you can basically afford, by the way.
Yep.
And if you had elite skirm plus 2 armor, your army here, minus the Maginot, your army destroys him. It's not even close. Like, you would dog walk him.
Yeah. Wait, dog walk. Never heard that one.
Yes.
It's a good one.
Okay. It's fine. It can happen.
It went really fast.
Yeah. It went fast. Like, the score is still even. The game is still even. You have equal bill count. You're both 1 town center. If you had a counter unit, you could be considered ahead.
Yeah, I have 3 eco upgrades.
You just have elite skim full upgrades.
He doesn't.
Yeah. He has 0, exactly.
Look, he
So
found
you're in a great position here.
He found a hole in my defenses just as I was about to patch up the hole. He came in again.
Unfortunate. Unfortunate.
Things
Don't like me, Maginot. Okay.
Things change quickly at this elo. Like, the situation rapidly can get out of hand.
Yeah, this game was like the situation is actually insanely stable, but only if you have elite skirm.
Yeah. Wait, I'm getting stoned. What do you think about that?
There.
I was getting stoned with 7.
It's not okay. The stone here is actually not a bad idea, but the way you want to take stone here is you want to elite skirm, defend your base, and make it a town center on stone. So you can start pulling ahead in economy. A town center is only 175 more resources than this, because you have the stone on the stockpile that you're not spending on anything else. This is 100 wood. Just pay an extra 175 wood, make a town center that now doubles your vil production, gives you a guaranteed economy lead, guaranteed, more so than you already have, and secures your stone and lets you play towards a castle. So it's not actually that bad. Without doing those steps, though, it's terrible because you're gonna mine stone that you can't use until you get 450 of it.
Yeah. To be honest, I'm not even sure if I had a plan for it.
You're just taking stone.
Yeah.
Because you have extra wood, apparently. You have extra wood to spare, so you might as well make.
Well,
make
where's
a
my
mining
250
camp.
for the skirmisher upgrade?
It's insane. It's like we need 230 wood. For those who don't, like, we have some Warcraft people watching on your side.
230.
Yeah, you've been doing a lot. Yeah, it's 230 wood. So for those who don't know and aren't following what we're saving up for, we've been saving up for 230 wood for about 10 minutes now, and Grubby still hasn't managed.
All right, it's not 10 minutes.
done a lot of
It was
other
actually 8 minutes and 40 seconds, but I'll let you get away with it.
Still spending. Bowsaw to get more wood, obviously.
Yeah.
So we can afford what we need, you know?
Yeah.
Thank God, guys.
It's gonna earn itself back soon. Wait,
Farm's paying back as well.
You know what's crazy though? I could have watched this back myself, and I might have made a joke like, well, there's not much more I could have done given the knowledge that I had. But now it's so obvious,
Yeah.
Hera.
Yeah, it's so obvious. It's literally so obvious.
It's very.
But it's okay. Like, this is a good coaching session. This is a
Yeah.
good game to show me because you will
Yeah.
face this a lot. And actually, on this topic, there's a high chance you'll lose this tournament, or not a high chance because it will be a double elimination. But there's a decent chance that you lose this tournament to a player much weaker than you who's gonna do this.
Of
I'm not
course.
gonna teach this build at all.
Yeah.
I will not teach the build.
Oh.
But it's readily available online.
Oh.
They can easily do it. You can play against a guy who does nothing else. He doesn't even know how to play the game. He picks one civ or two civs, and he will beat you with this. So it's really good to get knowledge against it, so you at least know what to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I know that's going to be a theme. Another theme, I don't know if we get to it today.
Yeah.
Another theme I wanted to get to is arena play, where I feel so
Yes.
blind again. Because, you know, well, let's see if we get to it. But yeah, like, do I play
Yeah.
defensively or do I just become a bonobo?
Yeah, we'll see. I think it'll be easier to make those decisions once you know the format. So you'll know how many arena games you might have to play in a given set.
Oh.
But I'm sorry to say this, Scrubby. There's actually 2 Stonewall maps in the main event map pool. So if your opponent is an arena player, you'll play 1 Stonewall map that's not as defensive as arena. It's called Red Side Fortress. I'm giving you information early.
Oh my God.
Favoritism maybe, but I'll announce this very soon anyway.
Oh my God.
So game 1 would be Red Side Fortress, where you start with stone walls, but it's an open map.
Wait,
So it's kind of
Regicide?
a mix between.
With a king?
Yes, there's a king element with a king.
Yeah, but we can't practice that on ladder.
Yes, that's the only downside. So you have to practice it off ladder. There is going to be a ladder element though. So the ladder will be important, and practicing offline for that first map is also important.
Bro-
But it's not that hard to practice.
Are you prioritizing content over the mental well-being of your players?
Honestly, I wanted to go a lot more extreme with my settings. I have made it extremely mental health friendly, and I'm really mad about that actually.
Okay. You had bigger plans of
Like-
torture for us.
If it was up to me, the viewers would love it.
Wait, who
The
convinced
viewers
you
now
otherwise?
will just like it.
The good old ball and
My-
chain.
I really don't want this to be a burden on people, and people have already said I'm going to be away from this date to this date. So I just want to, in order to make it fair, it has to be mental health friendly.
Yeah, I get
If it was up to me, I'd have 20 streamers doing nothing but 10-hour days of Age of Empires from June 1st to June 17th, and it would be the craziest show AOE2 has ever seen.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, it's just going to be a pretty good show that's well worth watching, but people will be mentally doing okay, which is terrible.
I can.
The whole point is the meltdown.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, we could still melt down. Don't you worry about that. But I feel like
Yeah.
next time if I hold a Warcraft event that you're going to be in, I'm going to have like teleporters and shit, boats, like a lot of new mechanics that you don't know. And it could be quite fun content. You would have to practice off stream.
I might have to start learning the Banshees then. Maybe get around to those first.
Yeah, a lot
It's
of
not that bad.
areas.
There's
Yeah.
yeah, it's one. Here's the thing. I would tell Microsoft, which I love by the way. I love Microsoft.
Me
They're doing
too.
great work for this game. Yeah, no, the balance seems fantastic. I would tell them to put I would tell them to put the map that I want in my tournament, put it into the game on the ladder. But I know that they will not do that. So I saved myself the 1.5 minutes of asking them. And I've wasted it now because I told you the story.
Oh no, we both wasted time, and all of our viewers too.
Yeah.
We just wasted a lot of minutes. You know,
A collective like hundreds of minutes have been lost.
yeah, GG.
Which is
Quick,
terrible.
Run some ads to make it back. So
3-minute ads just for money. Yeah.
Oh, I did
so,
1.5. But shit, where was it? Where was it gonna go? Yeah, never mind. All right, let's move on.
Yeah, I guess the topic we're talking about is the arena. So we might get to that, but we will need some sessions of arena. You'll decide what to do on arena based on the format, which you'll see soon. Everything will be announced June 1st at the latest.
Okay. Just keep up general practice until then.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have to think about it too much for now. Just play it on ladder if you get it, and that's it. Good defense. Your opponent now goes for forward castle. This is a very big part of the all-in, by the way. This is why you can't just sit behind walls all game. And this is not like a slight to these, but this is why even if you stonewalled, why this wouldn't actually defend you permanently, because he would come with a forward castle. And if you just stonewalled and made like 3 TCs, I'm just going to outboom him. He would come forward castle, break in, maybe siege, and he'd just kill you anyway. So the way to defend this, you want to shoot up the castle, get a counter unit, and gain some respect on the map. Be out here with skirms. Your opponent can never come forward castle.
Okay. There's no substitute for winning militarily here.
There is a substitute if you... So there's a substitute if your opponent makes a lot of mistakes. But if both players theoretically play well, I find it very difficult to out-economy the strategy. You want to slightly out-economy them.
Yeah.
And you want to fight them. So you want to slightly beat them in fights. Exactly. Slightly out-economy. Because it's like if you go to a homeless guy and you have like $10,000 free, which is enough for like gold chains and whatnot. Or if you have $1 billion, you're still going to be so far ahead of the homeless guy that he will feel ashamed and sad if you were to flex that in front of him. And in either way, you'd be a terrible human in either situation. Okay, in this hypothetical situation.
Either way, we're mogging the hobo. That's great. That's what matters.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
So in this case, you are ahead of this homeless 1,300 in a 1,600 body because he's abusing this fast castle shenanigans.
Yeah.
So either way, you're going to be economically ahead. If you're 3 TC 50 vil up, or if you're 2 TC 10 vil up, or 20 vil up, yeah, you don't need to be that far ahead, okay?
No. Sometimes I stop making units because I'm not sure if it's going to cut the mustard. So I prefer to get 3 upgrades, and then I just make 4 units, and then I wait to see what else happens, which usually is defeat screen.
Like in this case, we're still waiting on elite skirmisher upgrade. So let's see if we actually get that.
I don't have the wood. Oh, I almost had it. I was at 222.
Forward market. Imagine you make a market, buy 200 wood, and get elite skirm immediately. So it was actually a wood thing the whole time. But of course that doesn't happen. We're gonna buy stone instead.
Oh shit! I forgot this part. You think I'm gonna outrace him?
Well, you only started 10 years after him, so maybe.
But you know who I learned this from? My favorite AoE2 streamer, you.
Yeah. I do the same thing in the exact same scenario. You're right.
And then you leave.
Yeah. That's probably actually there's probably footage of me doing that.
Yeah, I've seen it like at least twice. I'm not joking.
Yeah. Jokes aside.
All right.
It can happen, but yeah, tons of mistakes. 26-0 in terms of eco KD.
GG.
But give us those 26 back. We still have more than him.
I collected more
still more resources. Yeah. Like think about how many things went wrong and you have more resources than him. Yeah. So in theory, if you were to trade evenly, which we're not looking to do, we're looking to trade well with counter units. But if you were to trade evenly, you'd be ahead.
Do I just like if I don't know who they are, or I'm playing off stream and I do no scouts because he's phosphoring and I feel like he's phosphoring and I don't know if he has a good unique unit to phosphor with, but I think maybe, and he's doing the phosphor type walls, which is already kind of an indicator in a sign, not definitive. Maybe I got information that he's getting stone. Now I know. Then I try to go up to castle with market 8 farms, buying the gold. How many do I have on gold? 5, 6, 8, 10?
No, more, like 10 to 15, depending
10 to 15.
on how much.
10 to 15. Do I get the mining upgrade? No.
Not before you click, after you click.
Yeah. You cannot make it back that fast, even with 15.
Yeah, I know. In this game, eco upgrades take like 5 minutes to pay off.
Okay.
On average. Like the average good economy upgrade takes like 5 minutes to pay off.
Yeah, just BitX is faster.
Bidax is like exactly 5 minutes at like
really?
with like
Okay.
8 to 10 vills.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, and then
But
while
you get it
castling up,
because wood is so good.
right?
So
Okay.
like might as well.
Yeah. While casting up, I just open the manual and I look at their UU.
Yeah, exactly. And then you try to find a counter to it. Exactly.
Yeah.
And by the way, you can do this against anyone who's fully walling early. Like let's think of a practical way with
Oh.
actually your knowledge. We don't know what he's doing. We know it's an FC. He might have a castle. He might not, but he's walling and he's not doing anything. So you can actually do small walls yourself, like these palisade walls. You don't have to go so extreme with stone walls because you actually don't know what he's doing.
Right.
Stone walls only are useful versus unique unit that you know, so only after you scout it.
Right.
If you don't know, you'd make small walls yourself, so you're even on the walling.
Okay.
You'd make a market to catch up to him in terms of castle time,
Okay.
and then by that time you should have some information. If not, just do a aggressive strategy yourself. Just go for an aggressive unit. So in this case, I'm Hindustani, and I'm fully walled. I'm gonna full wall myself. My opponent's up. It turns out he tricked me. He's 3 TC booming.
Okay.
I didn't know that. I had no idea. My name is Grubby, and I have no idea what my opponent's units do.
Yeah.
Okay? No problem. Actually, no problem. Go for your own aggressive strategy. So in this case, something like Cav Archers, something like Light Cav plus forward siege, or like Camel plus forward siege. Just try your own forward strategy. And you might win, you might lose, but you're making the best out of a weird situation, which is okay.
Someone's fully walled early, like this guy. The optimum theory might be his. Well, Phosphoru makes far fewer walls than this guy, so he's already not as good as Phosphoru.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah,
I've even had someone does full wall just to hide that they had like 15 feudal units coming from behind.
Yes. Which is why the theory is you should wall yourself whenever you see the walls from the opponent. There's 2 factors, by the way, actually. There's 2 factors. So the fact that he's fully walled. So how do we know he's fast castling here? Opponent is fully walled and he hit feudal age very late.
Yeah.
That late feudal tells us fast castle.
Yeah.
If he was fast feudal but he walled, you can just wall yourself and you will hit the same castle time. Because what this late feudal lets him do, it lets him make 25 villagers. So at this point in time, he's got more rest collected.
Yeah.
But he will have less resources collected later. Look at that. You're starting to catch up a bit later on. Look at that even out point right here at 15 minutes. When he hits castle age, you have more resources collected now because you have been making villagers while he's aging up. Yeah. In Age of Empires 2, you age up from your town center, which means you're not making extra villagers. So when you went up to feudal age faster, you stopped making vills. He's still making it, so he's got more resources. He hits feudal age with more resources than you. He goes straight to castle age. While he's advancing to castle age, now you start getting more resources than him. You understand how that works?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
It's quite intuitive. Intuitive, but it's very important to know. So what tells us he's phosphor rushing here is the fact that he's doing a fast castle. It's not the walls. The walls don't tell us anything because, like you said, phosphor doesn't wall. It's the stone and it's the fast castle time.
Let's
That's
say I
what I'm
don't see
scared
the
of here.
stone.
The walls I don't care about. You do see the stone.
Let's say if I don't.
Oh, if you don't see the stone, but it's still a fast castle, I would think, what's my opponent's civ? Some phosphor rushes are not about the stone, by the way. Like for the shoe, they have a phosphor rush where it's the war chariots, and it's not a castle. So they will actually sell the stone in that one, and you will not be able to scout them.
Where's it made? Workshop?
Some like workshop, yeah, workshop cheeses. Romans, they have a Roman cheese with scorpions and rams. Celts have a scorpion and ram cheese. Very similar. Fast castle, no stone. So whenever you don't see a stone, you have to think of the civ. What can it possibly do with a fast castle? If it has any possible strategy that is really aggressive and an all-in, I would almost always blind open the counter myself. If you don't know, blind open something aggressive. Don't blind open defensive boom. Just blind open a 1-base strategy. Whenever you don't know, that's a rule.
Okay, that's very alien to me.
Okay, let's recap before I open it for questions because I want to finish this point. Make sure it hits home.
Yeah.
Opponent full walls. This is not a problem. We can mirror that. The problem here is that opponent is staying later in Dark Age and is clearly going for fast castle based on that. So fast castle plus walls, big danger. We stop making feudal army. We wall ourselves or rush the castle age using the market build to gap that castle age. Walling ourselves is optional. Stone walls is more secure, but palisade walls is acceptable. But getting the castle age is mandatory. Okay? And then from there, we open a 1-base strategy or a counter. All right. Questions?
Enemy fast castle, you mean fast castle H, not fast castle and makes a castle.
Yeah, fast castle equals castle age, exactly.
Yeah. So when they do that, castle H is mandatory. But
Mandatory.
before you said 18 villager, double villager forward archery range is mandatory.
Yeah, into a fast castle. That's the whole idea.
Right.
Like,
so which one is more
sorry,
mandatory?
No, let me clarify. I realize the confusion here. So they're going for a fast castle. You're not going to fast castle yourself, which is a strategy. You're going to feudal pressure into prioritize castle age.
Okay.
As fast as possible. Yeah. That's the mandatory part.
Okay.
So prioritizing castle age is the mandatory part.
I'm not going to do a 24 food up, 24 pop up.
No, you're gonna go up a few more vills, like we said, eight or so farms. Then spam the gold, market, buy your way up.
It's 18. It's 18 up with 17 vills, and then still have a really fast castle follow up.
Exactly. So you're never gonna beat his castle time. This is not your goal. If you do that, you're shitting on him. Like, your pressure got crazy value. What you're trying to do is slow him down with the archers and tower, or whatever, even with scouts. Slow him down, and then get up a minute or two later than him and set up a defense. But keep in mind, if you're 1 minute later, look at this. He hits castle age, okay? So he hit castle age at 15:10. Let's see when the first unit hits your base. Right now.
Yeah, 20.
15:10, he's hitting you at 20 minutes. 5 minutes for him to get the castle, move across the map. Of course, this is partly because of Grubby's fantastic micro with the scouts to buy time in the center.
Yeah. Wait, there's one thing I don't get yet. I still don't know when to activate the forward range, because I don't see how I can have enough info that he's phosphoring.
Yeah, that's the part. That's why it's cancer. That's why the strategy is cancer. That's a blind counter. That's why coaching this is very hard. You only do that if you know the guy's going to do it.
Okay,
that's why it's
fine.
like
this tournament.
It's very hard to coach.
Just study your opponent tournament. Yeah, go ahead.
If you're playing against a guy who's way lower elo than you, and he's been at all known to practice the phosphor, maybe just blind open that.
That makes
what
sense.
You could do as well is you can send a villager forward in Dark Age, 1 or 2 villagers, and get Loom and harass your opponent in Dark Age to throw him off his build order and slow you both down.
Okay.
It's both blind counters. Because the developers that I love very much, they make units that are very broken in Castle Age, and you can get to them too easily, and you can't punish that. So the only counters are blind counters. So in a tournament, I'm sitting there. I'm like, okay, is my opponent going to do it or not? I think not. Oh, shit, he did it. I lost.
Oh, I see. Oh,
GG.
I didn't know
And that happened. That's how I lost the last tournament, or one game.
This sounds
I
like
lost one
StarCraft.
game because... Terrible game, it seems.
I had this in SC2. The good thing about Warcraft 3, the heroes offer a lot of rubber band that makes all kinds of cheese less possible.
Mm-hmm. Actually, I defended a tower rush only with Lich and DK, and then into meat wagons. The meat wagons to defend the tower rush. That was the day before the tournament, by the way.
With disease cloud or without?
I felt really good about it. No disease cloud because I didn't need it. I just needed to kill the towers.
Did you attack ground so that you also damaged?
Defended everything.
Did you attack ground so you also damaged the peasants around it while still doing 100% against tower?
My coach told me to do that actually, but I didn't need it because my opponent was not repairing because he was terrible.
I see. Cool. All right. Archery range is a vibe check.
Yeah. A much more practical approach is just to pressure fast with whatever strategy you're doing. Pressure fast into doing the things that are required to get a faster castle.
Follow up castle as fast as possible. Market trading. Stop making units via 10 to 15 on gold. Market trading. Wall off, maybe stone wall depending on the unique unit, and make the blind counter. And make sure to throw my D around the map so he can't put it in my face. The castle.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, contest the map.
Yeah, sounds good.
I do want to address something here, actually. I have a good comment here. Game is quite well balanced. Hera's crying a little too much for what is still unbalanced. That's actually a really good point. What I'm saying here, like the game is actually very well balanced for the majority of what you're going to encounter. So I do want to actually go back on that. I know we have some new viewers listening. I'm obviously exaggerating the situation. It's not so bad. There's only a couple strategies that are dangerous. The problem is those are quite popular. So it will feel unfair and whatnot, but the truth is that the game is actually very, very well balanced for the most part. So it is good to clarify that.
Yeah.
Good Bulgaria's coffee fast to the Grubby. Have you read that one? Amazing. But it's a good point. It's a good point for the chat. I don't want to come off as overly critical when it's not needed. So.
This is something that affects you at high level. Like I know all about it. In
Exactly.
XC2, it's like someone does a build. Like you have to do a blind counter build. Do I go Nexus first? I can't scout, or I'm too inefficient. I go Nexus first. He's 6 pull. I'm dead. You know,
and it's just like it feels terrible.
It's a coin toss.
And
then it comes down to poker, just anticipating your opponent. Okay.
But yeah, but at this level, it shouldn't be too bad.
Yep.
Okay. I think this replay we have absolutely milked. Any other questions?
Yeah. Recovering from losing scout to TC, should I go blindly aggressive or defensive? Should I remake stable and make a scout, or make one spear and scout with it? And what am I looking for? One spear. Yeah.
One spear always, right away.
Okay.
The best player at doing that is MBL. He always makes a spear immediately if he loses a scout under any circumstance, and it's very good.
Okay.
Spear forward, it becomes your scout. You don't necessarily have to make another scout, but if you're making a stable, you can just make scouts like normal.
Okay,
the spear becomes your new scout.
Okay.
And you always have a barracks, no matter what strat.
Right, that makes sense. Okay, that's really good, because I did that for the first time yesterday. Chat said it, and I just wanted to check. It felt pretty good, but Chat told me to do that, and I got some scouting, but I tried to kill all his villagers under his town center, and it died the same way my scout did. So was that Chat's fault, or was it my execution?
Yeah, no, I'm really shocked that the spear couldn't kill your opponent's entire villager economy and his town center, but yeah, chat has to coach you on that as well. Make a spear, Grubby. Don't send it under the town center, is what they should have said.
Got it. Okay. Confirm that. We're going to keep that in the book. Thank you, Chad. Thank you, Hera. Fire Lancers. Never use them.
Yeah.
I play Way sometimes. Do they have them?
That is an excellent question. I think
gotcha,
no.
bitch. He doesn't know.
Yeah, I think no.
Yeah. Chinese. I play Chinese. Do they have them, right?
Chinese get them, yeah.
Yeah. So when should I make Fire Lancers over spears? Are they just better spears but more expensive because they cost gold?
Overall, yes. So Fire Lancer is a hybrid between a spearman and a militia line. So it's a overall better spear, but it's actually weaker than a spear against what the spear does. So a halberdier is better against paladin, whereas a Fire Lancer will be better against paladin plus skirm. Overall, though, the Fire Lancer is way better. It's a great unit. It's actually a really strong unit, bordering on overpowered, but not quite there. But just a very powerful unit.
What are they best combined with, and when should I make them?
So the Fire Lancer counters the Skirm Hussar comp or the Skirm Cavalry comp to perfection because it's one unit that counters both. The reason why it's a very strong unit is that all good archer civs, all the civs that get Fire Lancer also happen to be amazing archer or cav archer civs. So you just be sitting there with archers and cav archers. Opponent will make skirms and also knights. And then you just boom, switch into Fire Lancer. So Fire Lancer is best combined with something like a skirm or a crossbow or like an archer unit. Because the archer units will kill the counters of the Fire Lancer, which are like Hand Cannoneer, for example.
What did you say about Hand Cannoneer? I was taking notes.
Yeah, that's the counter of the Fire Lancer. So having skirms or Arbalest is really good with the Fire Lancer.
Because Arbalest are still cost efficient against hand cannons, right?
Have a good stream.
Exactly, yeah. It's a better unit. It doesn't counter it, but it's just better against it.
Okay, so I'll combine Fire Lancers with archers or a unique unit archer or cavalry archer, and it poops on everything in the game.
Yes. It's really good.
Okay.
It's also a good standalone unit.
Okay. Because it's more flexible. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then I had arena question, but first, let's talk about towers. But first, let me take a 1-minute bio break. I'll be right back, okay?
Yeah, no problem. Grubby's terrible. We're not going to make it out of this tournament. He's going to lose first round, guys. It's looking horrible. No, I'm totally joking. Actually, he's doing quite well. I think we can try to get him into a live game later. I think he's doing very well, but he just needs a little bit of guidance.